Will these shite players get out of our bloody club and take that Portuguese twat with you? What a shambles of a side this United team is right now. It's unbelievable. Look at the bunch of overpaid, prima donna, useless bunch of players we've got out there, if that's what you can even call them. They don't deserve to be called professional footballers, half of these lot. Honestly, it's a complete shower of shite, this bunch of players we've got at the moment. I mean, come on, think about it. Pogba today, mate. You know, you can fuck off, Pogba. I'm sick of you, Pogba. You're useless, pal. You're about as good as a bloody bog brush in the middle of the park. In the middle of the park there. You miss sitters from 2 yards out, pal. My granny could put away. You cost 90 million. You're on 300k a week. You are utter useless garbage, Paul Pogba. You can fuck off. Marouane Fellaini, you've been decent for a big, untalented lummox, but you can fuck off. Matic, you Frankenstein wannabe. Look at the state of you, pal. You know, good you shouldn't be bloody playing. I'm not, you know, you weren't playing tonight, but I'm saying, you can fuck off. Who else can fuck off? Phil Jones, or a.k.a. Calamity Jones, a.k.a. Phil Noka Jones. Noka Jones. That's what his name is. He's bloody useless. Take your twisted up face expression somewhere else that's your level, i.e. Sunderland or something. Don't you bloody stick around at this club any longer. Because you are not Manchester United quality. Chris Smalldong, you can fuck off. Yeah? There's so many players at Manchester United that can just fuck right off. I've had enough of them now. You know, you can blame Jose Mourinho as much as you want. It's a useless Portuguese twat. He really is. But the players out there, the players are the ones making the mistakes. The players are the ones missing sitters, like Paul Pogba missed tonight, or like bloody Lukaku, who can't do anything. I mean, who is he? Who is this man? Who is this person wearing a United shirt, wearing Romelu's mask out there? Who is he? Because that's not Romelu Lukaku. That's not the player that we signed. Who's that impersonating Paul Pogba out there? Who's this imposter? Who is it? Because that's not Paul Pogba. That's not the player we signed. That's not the player we see represent France. Not the player who won the World Cup. Who is that man? That's not the Paul Pogba that we signed up. He's a useless player. He doesn't deserve to be playing for Manchester United, as do the bunch of other players that I mentioned. I think they're bloody useless. You should get them on their merry way. It's time that we had a change at United. You know, Jose Mourinho has been crying out for signings. We need signings because we're absolutely shit. This team is not good enough. Okay, we've got a good basis. We've got a good attacking talent. You know, definitely keep Martial, Mata. Definitely keep Rashford. You know, there's certain players I don't think, like Luke Shaw's got a good future at United, I believe. But there are lots of them, the rest of them, most of them anyway, are complete shite. Yeah, I might keep Herrera around the gaff. I might keep Bailey around the gaff as a backup for the 2 quality centre-backs that we're going to bloody sign. I keep De Gea 100%. But the rest of those ninnies, they don't deserve to be represented in Manchester United and wearing that shirt. They're not bloody good enough. You know, okay, this is a bit of a rant on the players. They deserve it. Did you see that performance? There was no tenacity. There was no fight to try and get back into the game. We're down against Valencia. Do you know how shit this Valencia team is? You think of Valencia, you think, oh, they won La Liga in the last 20 years. Well, they're a good Spanish side, probably the third or fourth best Spanish side. Not at the moment, they're shit. Do you know how many goals they scored this season? Something like 12. Something like fucking 12 goals. Yet when they come up against United, it's same old story. All these teams who can't score because they're shit have a field day against us because we're even shitter. The system, the players, they've got no bollocks. The tactics have got no foundation. It's useless. We're playing this defensive style of football, negative, sidey crap. He's playing Fellaini. That's like a quarterback today. If only he could frickin' pick up and throw the ball, maybe he'd be doing better because he's not a technician, is he? He's useless. He has the touch of a newborn baby deer. He cannot play that role. You know, you've got Pogba in front of him, having a mare, not being able to find any space. I don't understand his selections. I don't understand why these players are making it in there. It's kind of crazy. He's a ludicrous manager, this Jose Mourinho character. I know I've just ripped into the players and they deserve it rightfully so. But Jose's the man in charge. He's the one who's got to get the best out of this bunch of twats. And he's just not been able to do that. He's not done that. He's still somehow in the job, even though it seems like the right thing to do would be to make a change, have a fresh approach, try and go somewhere else. Because what we've got at the moment is not working. Yeah, we need some signings in. You're damn right we need some signings in. Because we've got a band of merry melters at United at the moment. Who are imposters. They're a bunch of imposters. Paul Pogba is not the same player we see when he's not playing for United. Why is that? Does he not give a shit, this man? Just happy to collect the 300k a week? and act like a professional footballer when he's not. Same with Lukaku. Goal machine at Everton, absolute goal machine. He's useless for us though. I mean, that's just reaffirmed my whole belief that we should be playing Rashford up through the middle, because today, you know, he's come on, he's had a positive effect, looked dangerous, scored a goal. Much better than that Frankenstein freaking little brother did for the entire time he was on. I'm sorry, but Lukaku poop is just that. He's not good enough. He's not a United-style player. He's not elegant enough. He's not technical enough. He's not got enough bollocks. He's not a United-style player, in my opinion. Just a lot of the players aren't. Paul Pogba, mentality, Fergie got rid of you for a reason. Do you know what I mean? It's not because you weren't as good a technical footballer. It's because of your personality. It's because of your traits, mate. It's because of your character. And I don't think he's good enough for United. He caves under pressure. He folds like origami. He's a complete melter. Did you see him miss that 4-yard effort today from 4 yards out? Anybody could have put that away. He's on 300 grand a week and he could put it away. It's kind of a complete joke, really, that United are in this position where we spent shitloads of money. We spent loads of money. But you know what? Half the players we signed are just shite. They're not up to the standard. They're not the quality of Manchester United. We need to buy lots more players, absolutely. Man, if I could just buy some players in, I'd be going buying, you know, get Maguire in straight away. Headbutt Phil Jones, pack him a lunch, and say, see you later on, no Cajones. Bye. Because you've not been good enough for United. You've not been consistent enough. You're not the quality United. You don't deserve to play for United. You're a calamity. So do one. And then we could replace him with somebody who has a bit of fight, who is a bit of a leader. We could see that in the World Cup. We've seen it for Leicester. That's the sort of player that I would like to take a risk on and sign. And I'm sure Jose wants to do that as well. I mean, it's frustrating for him. He had a shit window in the summer. He's making comments recently, like saving money for the January transfer window stuff. You're not even going to be here in January, pal. And if you are, it's a complete travesty. If the board give you anything to spend in the window, it's a complete travesty. You know, it's not just his fault. You know, Jose Mourinho can definitely fuck off. The players I mentioned, they can do one too. Ed Woodward, you can fuck off, you potato head looking man. The Glazers, you can fuck off. Do you know what I mean? I've had enough of these people at this football club now. They're ruining the football club. All of these people I mentioned. The players that I've mentioned who don't have the bottle and the guile to represent United and the technical ability and the cojones. The board who are a complete shower of bastards who can't even put their hand in their pockets when they're in the most commercially successful club in the world and compete with the likes of Liverpool and City and stuff in the transfer window. Every transfer window, we had to do that. We had the shittest team out of the bunch of them. Why are they strengthening, eh? Ask yourself that. They've had a complete mare at the top. Mourinho, Mourinho, whatever you want to call him, Portuguese Mr. Bean impersonator, whatever you want to call him, he's been a complete failure. This season's been a joke. The selections he makes, the players based on reputation and wage, not based on form or quality. Playing Matic week in, week out, playing Pogba week in, week out, Fellaini. And he's not even been as bad as the aforementioned pricks. So, you know, there's a lot to answer for at the club. It's being ruined by the people that are running it at the moment. It is a ship that has lost its course. We need to get it back in the right direction. But it's not as simple as that. It's not as simple as just saying, let's get rid of Jose, let's get rid of the players, let's get some new players in. Because we've got this problem with the board. I don't think we've got the right people leading the club forward anyway. That's just my belief on it. I think we are in a bit of trouble at the moment. This could be a real period of turmoil for United over the next few years where we just do struggle. We really struggle. You know, a club like United, you think we're going to get back into it, but no, it could be like the 70s, 80s again soon. It could be a barren spell for United. Certainly when you've got people who are servicing a debt in America owning your club. When you've got Mr. Potato Head running things upstairs. When you've got Mr. Bean managing the team out there. When you've got the Goonies playing out there on the pitch. It is a big problem when all of those factors... It's a quadfecta of fuckery. I've said it before. We are being done from every angle at the moment. We need to get rid of those players I mentioned. I'm sorry, they're not good enough for United. They never will be. Yeah, fair enough, you know, squad players, you can have them hanging around, but why? Get them off the books. Give them an opportunity somewhere else to stink up the place. Jones, Smalling, not good enough. Pogba, you're on way too much money to justify your performances. You are garbage. Get rid of it. Don't like your mentality. See you later on, pal. Romelu Lukaku, who's only just come in. He was a goal machine, really. You know, spent a lot of money on him too. Get lost. Not good enough United players. They're nowhere near the level, commitment-wise, balls-wise, ability-wise. I don't see them being anywhere up near to where we need. We need an overhaul of this team. Yeah, half the players deserve to be in there. I've always admired the input of Herrera over the years, you know. There's Mata, I always think is a great technical player who is consistent. Valencia, yeah, he's getting old. He's not going to be with us long anyway, but he's a good solid player. David De Gea, you know, there is players in there's a core. Anthony Martial's shown lately what a good player he can be and consistently perform. He's in a real good run of form. Rashford, when he gets the opportunities in his favoured position, he does well, usually. You know, he's young, he's got a lot to prove. We've got a good basis for a team. We just don't have the final few bloody puzzle pieces. We are missing some quality leaders. We are missing leaders. That's the biggest thing we've missed this season. We don't have players with cojones out there. We might have Phil no cojones, but we've got no cojones. We need Roy Keanes. We need Rio Ferdinands. We need, you know, these type of players. Robsons. You know, we don't have those type of guys right now. We're in a real period of complete shambolic football. I can just see it carrying on for a while. Everybody who's joining me right now, thanks so much for getting involved. Feeling pretty passionate tonight about how terrible United were, because it's not just like we got done 2-0 by a really shite Valencia side. We didn't get back into the bloody game. We didn't really get back into it. Last 5 minutes, yeah, nice one. It's all too little too late then. We needed to get back into the game. We needed to at least go for it second half. I didn't see none of that from us. We just had Fellaini playing sidey crab football the whole time. Yeah, everybody who's joining me, thanks for stopping by. Chuck a like on this video if you are in the house right now. Do us a favour. We've got a super chat here from Alex Rudd. Thanks so much for getting involved with the comments here. He says, Phil Jones, man of the match. Get out of here, Alex! Arsenal scumbag. No, fair play to you. Thanks very much for stopping by with your super chat there, mate. But Phil Jones, he scores again! He didn't play in the World Cup, apart from in the 3rd or 4th place playoff. Do you know what he did in that? He stick him at his first freaking game of the World Cup. Scores an OG. He's a calamity, that lad. He's a calamity. So, yeah, fair enough. I bet he is your man of the match for sure. He's a complete joke, but certainly not mine. Thanks very much for stopping by there, Alex. Everybody else who's tuning in right now and commenting. Oh, shit. Sorry, my brother was just calling me there. What a dickhead. Knows I'm probably doing a video here. Always does it, doesn't he? But, yeah. Oh, hold on a second. Right. Yeah, I mean, we're just a complete shower of bastards at the moment. The team's not up to the standard. The players aren't up to the standard. Let me know your thoughts and opinions on how bad you think United are at the moment, because it's a real state of affairs we're in. Every aspect of the club that I mentioned, but particularly just in the performances out there on the pitch, the lack of balls. Comment here from Stephen Randalls, who says, yes, 11 Keanos. Imagine if we had 11 Roy Keanes. I mean, we'd probably finish every game with 7 men, but there would be no doubt in the commitment of the lads. There would be no doubt in the competitive nature of the lads. And that is what I'm doubting big time at the moment. These lads even have it in them to compete and fight for United like they should. I think they're just prima donnas. We're too happy taking the sick paycheck every week. Taking the paycheck and buying the next Lamborghini or whatever they're doing. Do they really give a shit about this club? I don't think they do, and I don't think they fight like Roy Keane did. Roy Keane was a very proud Irishman, you know. He knew what it meant to play for Manchester United, and he really gave his all for the club. That's all you can ask. There's certain players, you know, I was criticising Fellaini earlier because he is technically garbage, but you can't really deny Fellaini's commitment to the club. Yeah, he's a dirty bastard. He fouls, and you know he's not really my type of player, but he tries hard, even if he's shit. But I admire that to a degree. Whereas Paul Pogba, I see him dawdling on it, giving it away, missing sitters, looking awful. I don't have any sympathy for that man whatsoever. Oh, boo-hoo, you're on 300 grand a week and you're out of form. You don't like your manager or the system. Put it in the back of the net, pal. You're on 300k a week. You're supposed to be a game changer. You're supposed to be a match winner. Do you think Cristiano Ronaldo would be moping around out there if he was playing? He'd be saying, screaming, feed me the freaking ball, and he'd be making stuff happen. Lionel Messi, you know, these are the best players in the world. Not Paul bloody Pogba. He doesn't come anywhere near. He's a complete log. He's a logber out there. He just floats around the midfield, stinking the place up. It's a joke. John McQueen comments, the whole team is shite, been saying it for months now. I agree. I think that the majority of the starting 11 tonight don't deserve to be representing Manchester United. They're not up to the quality, and the characteristics of the players, the lack of leadership, the lack of bottle is a big factor. You know, you can almost allow a player to not be so technically gifted if he's just going to be so 100% committed. We saw Fergie do that with certain players. He would just rest players and unleash them in big games, like Ji-Sung Park, for instance. Now, he was a good technical player, but not as technically gifted as some of the other players, but he was a complete workhorse. He was a complete terror and a terrier, and he would just terrorise opposition teams. And we don't have people like that at the moment who have that tenacity in that bottle. We definitely need to sign players that do, because without those type of players, you can never really be a great competitive team. You can't compete with the likes of City and Chelsea and Liverpool and these teams that do have that edge, because we need that edge. This is supposed to be United. It's supposed to be passionate and committed. I don't get that from this mob of losers. I really don't. It's unbelievable. We got a super chat here from Gungshi. Thanks very much for stopping by, Gungshi, and getting involved as ever. You legend. Appreciate you getting involved. He says, didn't see the match, but guessing we were gash-tastic as usual. Out with the Silver Goblin, Mr. Potato Head and half the board. Enough is enough. Yeah, you didn't miss anything. Oh, well, you did, actually. You missed a complete shower of shit from the lads. It was that bad. It's one of the worst performances all season. Certainly one of the worst Champions League performances I can remember, because we represented ourselves as a club so poorly tonight on a big stage. Champions League against Valencia, a team who were struggling themselves, not scoring goals. They didn't have any problem scoring against us. That's how bad we were. Defensively, we are shocking. We've been saying it for years. You know, a blind man could see that this club needs quality defenders coming in. We've needed it for years. Attackers haven't been the problem. The defence has been the frailties of this side. It was exposed again tonight. It's been exposed time and time again. We have a defensive style manager. That's the ironic thing. We've got this twat in charge who plays defensive football. He doesn't even play to our strengths. And when that shit doesn't work, it's go to plan B, which is now we try and go for it. But that didn't even happen today. You've seen second half performances, or when we've gone down recently, we actually do start to play football because we have to out of necessity. But today, we didn't even get going to the last 5 minutes of the game, and it was too late by then. So yeah, Gunshi, you didn't miss much, mate. Silver Goblin out, 100% agree with you. Time for a change. He's a big culprit for all this mess as well. He's not the only one, like we said, the board, Mr. Potato Head Woodward. All those lads at the top there who are managing this club are having a complete nightmare, and big changes, wholesale changes need to happen, and they need to get rid of some of these players that are not up to the standard. Phil Jones, mate, I go back to you, Phil, but you're not a United quality player, are you, mate? It never happened for you. Yeah, you had injury problems and all this stuff, and I feel sorry for you, because when you came in from Blackburn and Fergie signed you, that's a big indicator. There was so much potential. You looked quality, and you were young, and you had so much potential. You haven't fulfilled a half of that potential, pal. You're garbage. I hate to say that about a United player, because obviously I want these players to be successful, but he doesn't deserve to be playing for United anymore. Time has come for us to have to make wholesale changes. You know, the board, the manager, the players, the owners, if we could even do that. No, it's not possible, but if we could do that, that'd be amazing. Viraj Palmer comments in the house and says the players didn't care. There was no urgency or pressing from the players. I totally agree. It's like they're trying to get Jose sacked. They've had enough of his shite defensive football. They don't want him as manager anymore. They've given up. They're literally trying to get him sacked. It's like Chelsea Mark II all over again. As soon as he goes, they'll start playing football. Pogba will smashing a hat-trick, even if nobody's managing the side. That's the type of wankers we've got. Mercenaries. I believe that's what's happening at the club anyway. It must be a factor. You can see Pogba, behind-the-scenes controversy, all the comments between him and Jose and this sort of stuff. There's so much negativity shrouding these players that they can't perform. They don't want to perform for Jose Mourinho. They want a change. It's got to that point where they want to change. Well, I would give them a change. I'd give them a big change. I would sack them. I'd sack a lot of them. And I'd take Jose with them too, because they don't deserve to be playing for United. They're not good enough, are they? Who thinks Matic is really good enough for United? He's played 10 shit games in a row. It's not like the odd shit game here and there. He's played 10 piss-poor games in a row. Ugly games of football. Pogba, a couple of good performances here and there. Most of the time, he might as well be a piece of wood in the centre of the park. He's useless. He misses sitters. He causes problems. He gives the ball away too much. He's more bad than good for this United side. Lukaku. Lukaku. He can't score. So, I'm sorry, there's lots of players at United that seriously, we should move on now. We've been trying to move them on for years, I'm sure. Jose didn't want the defence that we had at the start of this season, and I feel sorry for him in a way, because it's the board's job, it's the director's job, it's Woodward, the potato head's job, to get new players in to improve the side. He didn't really do that. Yeah, we spent 50 mil or whatever it is after add-ons and all that shite on Fred. That's a significant signing. But we've been crying out for a top-quality centre-back for years. The defence we have at the moment is just not good enough. It's as simple as that. Maybe if we had like Roberto Carlos Maldini playing at the back there or something, Jose would be able to work his defensive wonders with them. But you've got a defensive manager trying to work wonders with Phil Jones and Chris Smalling. It's laughable. Of course we're not going to be a great defensive unit because we don't have quality defenders in there to fulfill that role. It's bloody obvious. So Jose's always fighting an uphill battle because he's too rigid and narrow-minded to change his philosophy, to try and match Manchester United's way, to try and play offensively, attacking-wise, play to our strengths, play more direct football, quicker football, maybe concede, but try and score a lot more goals than the opposition. You know, like a sort of Jurgen Klopp side do. Is it so much to ask to try and feed Martial, to try and play balls in behind to Rashford and play with pace and play with power up front there and really go for it? You don't need possession to win games. You can be direct, you can play killer balls, you can have great runners in behind. There's so many ways that United could play with the players that we've got, and he is too negative and too rigid and set in his ways like an old tortoise. He cannot change to adapt to United's philosophy and actually match what the club is trying to achieve. He doesn't see that. He doesn't know the club, obviously. He doesn't care anyway. He's too set in his ways. He's a dinosaur from a bygone era that is extinct now. And unfortunately for us, you know, we're freaking feeling the brunt of it at the moment because it doesn't look like he's going anywhere. Surely now, tomorrow morning, you would expect the news to come that Mourinho has been sacked. Because his performances as a manager, forget the players, they're useless, forget the board, they're useless, forget the club. His performances, just analysing that individually on its own, is a complete travesty compared to his previous accolades as a manager. He's been used, this United side plays terrible football. It really does. And that's a lot down to him, it is. You know, you can blame the players, yeah, blah, blah, blah. We've got a shy defence, I get that. But the style, nothing to say about the style that couldn't be improved. We could improve the style. The style could be attacking. It could be more direct. You know, we could try and actually play to our strengths and feed the players that we've got up there. You know, if you don't feed Lukaku, he's not really going to score. And we haven't done that enough times this season. I know he has missed opportunities here and there, and he's been garbage. He really has. But if you feed him, we can see previously from his old clubs, he will score goals. Same with Rashford. We haven't been good enough. We haven't been good enough going forward. We haven't created enough stuff. You can see that again today. We're playing a second-rate Valencia team. Valencia are no great side at the moment, as things stand. And yet they made us look poor. We made them look very good. Technically, they had lots of chances against us. They ripped us apart at times. We barely created anything. In the last 5 minutes, we gave a go. It was poor from United. It really was. KT comments and says, embarrassing display. You know, you've summed it up there. Complete disgrace. Ultimate Driller says, mate, I feel it's unfair to criticise players like Matic and Jones when you don't really expect better. Blame the manager who plays a shite. You make a good point, man. He's the twat that's selecting Matic week in, week out, and Jones and these players and Pogba. Not based on form. It's just based on, I don't know what, his personal relationship with these players. His love triangle. His love quadrangle. Or whatever what the fuck you want to call it. With Jones and with Fellaini and Pogba and Mourinho. They all get in a big bubble bath, don't they? After the game that we've lost. And they soap each other up. No, you know, not that there'd be anything wrong with that anyway, if that's what you're into. But I'm just saying that there's something behind the scenes that makes Jose Mourinho select those guys. What is it? Well, how is Matic getting into the team? You might as well resurrect a corpse. Resurrect a corpse and send him out there. And he's going to contribute as much as Matic. Same with Pogba. We might as well have the bloody Walking Dead out there playing instead of some of these players. And I'm sure they'd achieve just as much. Just as much. In fact, a couple of limbs might fall off here and there and block a few bloody shots. Sabs SGDZ comments and says, Pogba played shit. You don't say! He's always playing shit. You know why? Because he is shit. He is actually shit. I'm sorry. That's not Paul Pogba. That's not the player who played for Juventus or France. Who is this imposter? He's useless. Saeed Shuja Zaidi comments, Fred flop. Jose waste money. I mean, I haven't seen a lot from Fred this season. He hasn't played a lot under Jose Mourinho, to be fair. But when I have seen him, I haven't seen jack shit from him, man. It might as well be Freddie Flintstone to add to our band of cartoon characters that we've got out there. Complete jokers of a side we are. Fred, he's not been good. You know, I'm not discounting Fred as a player at the moment. I'm not saying he's got no United future. I'm not bunging him in there with the likes of Matic and, you know, Fellaini and Jones and those guys who I've just had enough of now. I want to see more quality. I think he has something to offer United, but what I think he has to offer is a squad player, not as a top quality player. He's, you know, we signed this player for a lot of money. I don't think he's that great. He might be useful. He might be good. Hopefully he proves me wrong, and he really comes on and has a great United career. But what we really need is quality. We need proven experience and quality. Proven Premier League experience, but also a bit of potential as well. You know, players like Maguire, who's not over the hill. He's still, you know, in his middle part of his career, early to middle part of his career as a footballer. He's going to get better. Somebody like that, you know, but also experience. We need quality players. You know, there's other teams that are out there signing quality players to plug holes that don't need to be as plugged, don't need to be plugged as much as holes at Manchester United. We have got a blind captain trying to bail water out of a sinking ship at the moment. It's not going very well. What we need is some quality players to come in January to save our season. We really do. Not that we can save our season. It's not like we're really getting in the top 4 this season or winning the Champions League or whatever. Juventus bottled it tonight, so we'd have just gone and got a positive result against Valencia. We'd have topped the group, making it a bit easier for us. But I don't care about that, because we're not going to win the Champions League anyway. And we can say that's a terrible, pessimistic, defeatist attitude to have. Did you see how we played tonight against shitty Valencia? You think when we come up against real quality sides in the Champions League, we're going to stand a chance? I know crazy shit can happen in football, but not over 2 legs, you know. It's very unlikely that we could go on and win this tournament now, and that's our only route to Champions League qualification next year. United are not realistically going to be in the Champions League next year. It's a disgrace. It's a joke. The board, everyone, punch each other in the face, hang your heads in shame, and move on. Give someone else an opportunity to try and represent this club the way it should be. Because what we are being served right now is a shit platter. It's a shit platter. Served out by Mr. Bean-looking characters. Fucking hell, lads. I'm so pissed off tonight. I really am. What a joke this club's turned into, though. It makes me so angry. We're a powerhouse of a club. We're the best club in the world. The tradition, the history of this club is second to none. It really is. The football should also be second to none. The foundation that Fergie laid down for the future generation to go on and take and run with was the best foundation you could have made, really. Talking about 26, however many years of success, consistent success. What a foundation that is. You know, he left, okay, it wasn't the best squad that he left, to be fair, but it still won the bloody Premier League that year. So how bad was it? It was on the new people to come in, the owners, to make the right appointments, to make the right signings. It was on them to do that, and they failed miserably. This club is seriously in a bad state at the moment. It really is, guys. James Arnold in the house with a super chat. Thanks for stopping by, James. He comments and says the fans need to boycott games. It's the only way. Well, that would hit it where it hurts. Those people are money men, and that's all they think about. And if they're losing out through the turnstiles, then maybe they just will do something about it. The football's not to a good enough standard. You know, do you know why I've not been to see a game for a few years? It's because I can't really afford it, lads. I'll be totally honest with you. I live down on the South Coast. I know it's a shit excuse, but it's an expensive area to live, really. Wages aren't as high as certain parts of the country. And the fact of the matter is, to go travel 6 hours, maybe get a hotel or even travel back and buy the tickets and all that, it's a couple £100 undertaking. The last time I went to a game, it was a 1-1 shitter. And that's better than some of the shite we're seeing at the moment. But it was absolutely dreary. I thought, I've just done 200 quid in. And it's not down the road for me. It's not an easy thing to do. And there's people out there who are making further journeys, coming from much further afield, to go and watch shit like that. Travelling over to the Valencia, away fans, watching that shit. Spending hundreds of pounds to go and watch that shit. You know, it's not good enough. They're not giving the fans entertainment. They're not giving us at least a silhouette of what this great club was. We are shrinking. We're a shrinking violet in the footballing world at the moment because we don't even go for it. Fair enough if we're not quite up to the standard technically with the quality of the players and stuff as we were. But why the fuck can we not just make some signings to improve the side? We're a big name club. We can sign top quality players. We've proved that over the years, even the recent years. We signed players like Falcao, huge worldwide reputation. Players like Zlatan Ibrahimovic, same thing. We can sign big name players. So why don't we go out there and sign some experienced players? You know, imagine if we just invested a good couple $100 million in proven quality. I'm talking players like, I don't know, you know, there's so many players out there, Ramos or Casemiro, or, you know, if you want to go that route, or, you know, midfielder option, or, you know, Godin, there was talk about in the summer they used us to get a contract deal, basically. It's current club, the Melt. You know, Maguire, there's lots of players we could just go out there and sign that would improve our club right now. But the owners, the board, they just don't see it. Jose sees it. He knows how shit our defence are, and he's trying to work with it, and he can't because he just doesn't know what to do with a shit defence. He wants the players in. I don't want Jose to get the players now, though, because he's not done enough. Even so, even with the terrible defence that we've got a good enough attack, good enough attacking options to be able to win games, to be able to go for it, to at least play some football. We've got enough good quality technicians in there to at least play some football, and he can't get this lot of players doing that. So he's a complete useless turd as well. But yeah, great comment, James. You know, it may be the only way. Alex Rudd with a super chat comments, watch Pogba go elsewhere and play world class. I don't doubt that, Alex. I totally agree with you, pal. I really do think that is the case. That is what he would do. He just doesn't have this. Maybe it's like a revenge thing because Sir Alex got rid of him and he just wanted to come back to United and stink it up and take a huge wage bill every week out the club. I don't know. But I think you're right. We've seen it when he was at Juventus. He was world class. We saw it when he plays for France. He's world class. You know, he helped win the World Cup for France. You know, I don't think he was one of their best players throughout the tournament, but he's still good performances from Paul Pogba on the greatest stage of them all. And he did it. Yet you put him in a United shirt against Crystal Palace and he melts like a snow cone in Phoenix. He's a useless player, man. He is for United anyway. Whatever it is, whatever you want to... He is a square peg in a round hole. He's not the right fit for United. He doesn't match Manchester United, just like Jose doesn't. They're not the right fit for the club. He will go somewhere else and be great, just like I think Jose could be successful somewhere else if he went somewhere else and managed again, you know, took over PSG in the future. Or who knows, he could be very successful because, look at his CV, it doesn't lie. He's won everywhere he's been, even at United, the first season, you know. But now he's lost it. He's not prepared to change. He's not prepared to adapt. He doesn't get the philosophy of this club. He's not the right match or fit for this club. So that's the bottom line, because Stone Cold said so. He literally needs to go now. Everybody, thanks so much for stopping by and helping me vent my frustrations. I'm loving your comments in here. Thanks so much for stopping by and getting involved. Do me a favour though, smash a like on this video if you are in here right now. And click that subscribe button. Click that subscribe button as well to be kept up to date with all things United, all things football and all things pigs on Flying Pig United YouTube channel. I missed Monday analysis this week. Sorry, working lots. I apologise. It'll be back. I'll just try and do it every Monday. It's all I can really do at the moment. But yeah, that'll be featuring, that'll be coming again very, very soon. So keep a lookout for that. If you want to check out my Patreon, you can do that in the description below. There's a link to Patreon. Check that out if you want. Be much appreciated. Try and help me grow this channel a little bit. But yeah, honestly, everybody who does watch these videos and get involved and share in the pain, because that's what it is at the moment. You're a bunch of legends. This is a shit spell for United. This is a real bad time for the club. We have a manager in charge who would be better off on a Christmas special, comedy special, portraying Mr. Bean. We have a director of football. We have people at the club who resemble potatoes and have the footballing mouse of a potato. We have a complete useless pile of players who don't deserve to be playing for the club. It's not a good situation we're in, lads and lasses. It's not. I just summed it up for you there. It is not a good state of affairs at the club. We are a complete shithouse at the moment. We need to change. We need to improve. We need to sign new players. We need to get rid of players. We need to get rid of managers. We need to get rid of boards. We need to get rid of owners. It's not easy, but we need a big change. It's not going to happen overnight, if ever. That's the problem. This board seem pretty content taking all the money out of this club, of this great commercial venture they've got, paying servicing that debt off that they used to buy the club. It's a disgrace. Shouldn't even be able to do that, man. It's only that a club like Manchester United is such a colossal commercial giant that they can even do that. And I mean, I just want to see some bloody United football again. It's not necessarily about winning things. It's about getting the right mentality back at the club. That never say die mentality. You would never see a Fergie team play a second half like that against anyone when they're that far behind going in. No way. I don't care. Any game you can pick out, I don't care. Whether they won the game, conceded 3 more goals in the second half, they would have been more bloody committed and trying to go for it than that. I don't care what game you choose. Right, lads and lasses, I think I'm going to wrap it up there because I'm getting pissed off even more. I sort of just need to go and relax and not think about this shithouse at the moment because it does really stress me out. It does help me to vent and it helps me to hear your guys' comments and everything that you guys think about it as well. Love interacting with you peeps and seeing what you think about it. Tactician Tom, my brother in the house. Check out his YouTube channel. Go subscribe. Tactician Tom comments, qualified for the knockout stage of the Champions League. Yes, we did, my friend. As did every other English club this year. It's pretty unreal. We did qualify, but we qualified in second place. Juventus dropped points today in the group. They weren't able to get the win. It was our opportunity to win the group and make it a bit more easier for us. But I don't think we're going to stand a chance in the Champions League anyway. Call me a half-glass empty man. Call me pessimistic. Whatever you want to call it. I'm a realist. And we are just really shit at the moment. And that's the fact. But thanks for stopping by, bro. And thanks for interrupting my bloody video earlier with your shitty WhatsApp call. Why'd you have to do that? Right, lads and lasses. I love you lots. I will see you soon. This is the Flying Pig on Flying Pig United. Do us a favour before you go. Smash a like on it. Subscribe if you're new here. Click that bell end button. I'll be seeing you very soon on Flying Pig United to break down this complete shower of shit that is this club, Manchester United, that we love and that we want to get back on the right track and see playing the Manchester United way again very, very soon. But I don't think that's going to happen with this shower of shit players we've got. This manager. Jose out. Players out. Jones, do one. Smalling, F off. Matic, go and work at an Undertaker's or something. You look like you should. And don't darken our door again, because we deserve better than this. We really do. I'll see you soon. This is the Flying Pig on Flying Pig United. Take it easy. Have a good one. And sort your bloody lives out, United.